The world is still a beautiful place. The spectacular mountains, the wide expanse of valleys, the amazing deserts, and the vibrant colors of marine life have always baffled human wisdom and imagination. Plants, animals, and microorganisms interact with their surroundings and function as if they were one. These various life forms are the treasure troves of Mother Earth. However, because of increased human intervention, misuse of natural resources, and careless development, these species are losing their habitats, and the ecosystems are being degraded. The urgency of preserving the diverse ecosystem is therefore felt globally. With the sole purpose of conserving peculiar as well as fragile ecosystems, national parks and sanctuaries were established at several places in the world. In Gujarat too, sanctuaries and national parks were set up to provide a safe abode to wildlife and to conserve its diverse natural heritage.
Occupying the western part of India, Gujarat preserves a sizable number of flora and fauna in its diverse ecosystems. The unique geographical location of the state and the diverse climatic conditions help in enhancing the wildlife population. Gujarat has a mix of dry, moist, thorny, and semi-deciduous forests. The grasslands of Bani, near the Rand, are the largest in the country. 62% of the total wetlands in India are found in Gujarat. Its coastline of over 1,600 kilometers is the longest in the country. Gujarat has two of the three Gulfs in India, the Gulf of Kutch and the Gulf of Khambat. Of the 8 single population of mammalian species in India, the Asiatic lion and the Asiatic wild ass are found only in Gujarat. The saline rand is the most fascinating type of ecosystem unparalleled in the world. Out of the 3 species of bustards in Gujarat, 2 nest in the grasslands of Kutch, and 1/4 of the total global population of Indian saras, the tallest flying crane in the world, are found in Gujarat. The Vindhya, Satpura, Western Ghat and Aravalli mountain ranges do meet at some point in Gujarat. 21 sanctuaries and 4 national parks across the length and breadth of Gujarat protect the singularities of the habitats and the flora and fauna held within. These protected areas altogether cover 8.6% of the total geographical area of the state.
One of the oldest in the country, GEER National Park and Sanctuary is synonymous with the mighty Asiatic lion. This magnificent predator is believed to have come to India several centuries ago, traveling from European region to the Arabian and Persian regions. This big cat separated into two groups. One group must have immigrated to Africa, while the other came to the Indian subcontinent. It has since then stayed and prospered in the northwest part of India, including today's Gujarat, never spreading beyond river Narmada. Today, GEER is the only safe haven for the Asiatic lions in the world. In GEER, the lion is still the king and commands the respect it deserves. This lord of the beasts has a personality that complements his park. Since the creation of the sanctuary in 1965, the population of lions here has been steadily increasing. It is now estimated that over 300 lions live in GEER, forming various prides. GEER has the largest concentration of top carnivorous mammals like the lion and the leopard, around 550. Asiatic lions have evolved differently from their African cousins. The folded belly of the Asiatic lion is one of the most important differences. Asiatic lions have thicker elbow tufts and a longer tail tuft. They are slightly smaller with a less developed mane. One of the striking features of the sanctuary is the light brown surroundings. This special habitat is ideal for the lion to camouflage while it hunts or takes rest. The dry foliage becomes their natural hideouts. After the monsoon, GEER becomes green for a while. As the night falls, animals like these deer need to be always on the alert from the king of the jungle. GEER also has the largest concentration of over 50,000 wild ungulates population like cheetal, sambar and nilgai. This helps the ecosystem to maintain the equilibrium between the predator and its prey. This dry deciduous forest supports innumerable threatened species besides the lion. The most important is pangolin, a mammal, also known as scaly ant-eater. It has many scales on its body. One of the oldest species, pangolin depends upon ants for food. GEER supports 450 species of flowering plants, which include kadhaya, teak, khair, ber, dudhlo, amla and bili. This area is considered to be very rich in herbivorous fodder. Seven perennial rivers and 4 dams within the protected area provide permanent water source to all life forms and maintain prosperity to the region. Crocodiles are found in the sweetwater lakes of GEER. The wetlands of GEER is the habitat of the largest population of marsh crocodiles in the country. The growing number of Maldhari families residing near GEER Sanctuary put pressure on this protected area by overgrazing of their cattle. This is, of course, a matter of concern.
Heard about the Blackbuck National Park? A few miles from Bhavnagar is Velavadar, where the largest concentration of blackbucks occurs. This is a unique savanna-like grassland. The park is covered with grass that stretches across as far as the eye can see. This preserved grassland can boast of a very high degree of protection. The park, a vidi or grassland of the ex-rulers, is now an important habitat for the blackbuck. This antelope, usually seen in large groups, is found near the grasslands or agricultural fields. With a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, it is one of the swiftest animals in the world. Blackbucks do not prefer tall grasses as they obstruct their vision. To get a better vision, the blackbucks, like gymnasts, jump high in the air. The dominant male is intolerant to the presence of other mature males who maintain their territory. Hold on, this is not a fight for territory. These blackbucks are adolescents who are practicing the art of fight. A male blackbuck changes its upper body color into black after 4 years. The horns of a male blackbuck measures 50 to 70 centimeters, while the female is hornless. An endangered bird, Lesser florican, comes to this grassland during the breeding period in the rainy season. Of late, this area has become the largest roosting ground in the world for 4 species of harriers: the marsh harrier, the Montague's harrier, the pale harrier, and the pied harrier.
Not very far from the Hingolgar village is the Hingolgar Nature Education Sanctuary, the first of its kind in the country. It is set up with the primary objective of imparting nature education. With the monsoon, the forest cover in the Hingolgar Sanctuary becomes green. Soon afterwards, the forest turns dry. Though small, the sanctuary shelters plants of different families, herbs, shrubs, and climbers. This semi-arid zone of Saurashtra supports rich wildlife. The scrub forests and grassland provide a good habitat for chinkara. The savanna-type grassland here provide a good habitat for birds. Among the winged visitors, pond heron, bulbul, rose-ring parakeet, spotted munia, and Brahmini myna are commonly found. Ashy wren warbler might be the most beauty-conscious bird in the world. It spends much of its time cleaning and preening its body. Lots of weaver birds are also seen here. Their presence cannot be missed because of the unique nest they make. It is the male who makes these wonderfully woven hanging homes.
The wild ass sanctuary in the little Rann of Kutch is a whole new world by itself. It is one of the largest protected areas in India, measuring about 5,000 square kilometers. "70% of the Rann's terrain is just a vast expanse of flat, dry, salt-encrusted land. This true saline desert comprises various uplands locally called baits. The little Rann of Kutch has 74 of them. The scorching heat, hostile climatic conditions, and sparse vegetation transform this land into a sea of mirages. This ecosystem of enduring temperatures is the preferred habitat of the Asiatic wild ass. The Asiatic wild ass, locally called Ghudkhar, is the only population of this subspecies in the world, and this sanctuary is its last abode. The Asiatic wild ass is a handsome, sturdy mammal which requires large open spaces. The upper middle portion of the wild ass's body is slightly brown. It feeds on the saline grasses that grow in this saline desert. Nilgai, found here, is the largest antelope in Asia. Its physical resemblance to the cow and the bluish-grey color of the bull has earned its name Nilgai or blue bull. These numerous water bodies spread across the entire region of the little Rann of Kutch and attract thousands of migratory birds. Painted storks, ducks, spoonbills are all visitors here. Surely, these pelicans consider the wetlands of the sanctuary as their second home. All the three species of cranes, the Domozil crane, the common crane, and the Indian sarus, live in this saline desert. The Indian sarus has a majestic height of 5 to 6 feet. It is the tallest flying bird in the world and is also known for its strong bonding between the male and the female. Herbs and shrubs useful to the wild asses, grow here in abundance. Prosopis juliflora colonizes the grassland at the cost of local vegetation and is tearing this ecosystem apart. Some part of the wild ass sanctuary has been leased out to the salt industry. The agaria, or the salt workers, produce thousands of tons of salt inside the sanctuary daily, thereby disturbing and degrading the habitat.
Ratan Mahal is the large segment of dense forest preserved in the district. These dense forests, thriving with animal activity, are rapturous sights to behold. Ratan Mahal Wildlife Sanctuary protects the target species of sloth bear. Sloth bear is a large muscular animal with great power and vitality packed in its huge body. The bear retires to its resting place in the caves. The rocky caves in the forest provide an ideal habitat to the sloth bear. Apart from Ratan Mahal, sanctuaries at Jessore, Shulpaneshwar and Jambugora too support sloth bears. The area supports rich genetic biodiversity and nurtures the watersheds and catchment areas of Panam and Orsang rivers. Thimru, teak, amla, bamboo, mahuda, ber and jamun are the main plants growing in the area. The sight of the snake strikes fear in the bravest among us, but this terrifying reputation is uncalled for. Cobra and a variety of snakes are the common reptiles at the sanctuary. In the protected area of Ratan Mahal Sanctuary, butterflies, tunnel spiders, wasps, beetles, and moths are found. The moths are mostly drab-colored, which makes them difficult to find for the predators. The leaves here have been eaten by the larva in a manner which takes only the chlorophyll of the leaf. The larva does this as it needs the chlorophyll to grow into a caterpillar. This is a good example where interdependency between organisms is at display.
The deep blue waters of the Narmada peacefully flow by the Shulpaneshwar Wildlife Sanctuary. The hilly tracts of the sanctuary have a thick forest cover. The hills of Satpura, a part of the sanctuary, merge with the awaiting Vindhya. The beauty of the moist, deciduous forest of Shulpaneshwar with its tree cover and the Neenai Falls is matchless. Shulpaneshwar is dominated by teak. Teak plants have grown in large numbers, forming a dense shaded forest. Lots of spiders wander the paths of the forests, thus adding another charm to the sanctuary. This flying squirrel, a rare mammal, adds beauty to the sanctuary.
In Purna Wildlife Sanctuary and Vansda National Park, bamboo grows profusely and tree cover creates a dense canopy. These are two protected areas in the biotic province of the Western Ghats. Purna Wildlife Sanctuary and Vansda National Park support flora and fauna having high evolutionary value. Mahal forest in the protected area is one of the best in the state, while GEER Falls is an important water body. Thousands of spiders inhabit the sanctuary, of which only 120 have been identified. Ants, the most common insects in the world, are also seen here in plenty. They establish colonies and live together in thousands. Along with them, millipedes are common invertebrates of the forest. In the monsoon, the forest rejuvenates itself, and the rain brings freshness to all organisms. The large-sized leaves are the first to receive raindrops, minimizing soil erosion. The sanctuary and the park showcase 700 plant species, where grasses and broad-leaved plants feature prominently. Bamboo, teak and dudalo dominate the jungles of Purna and Vansda National Park. Besides huge trees, there is a variety of colorful flowers that are a sight to behold. These not only complement but also show interdependency in nature. Different kinds of wood fungus and microorganisms grow abundantly here. While maintaining the ecological stability of the area, Purna Sanctuary and Vansda National Park also fulfill the material needs of the Dang tribals. The tribals of Dang live in the forests of Mahal and eke out their living by cultivating the forest lands.
The Narayan Sarovar Wildlife Sanctuary is located not very far from the coastline in Kutch. Yet, it is very dry and receives the monsoons for about 8 to 9 days only. The Narayan Sarovar Sanctuary exhibits a thorny forest ecosystem with trees 3 to 5 meters of height. Situated in the region of the Greater Rann of Kutch, it has a good vegetation cover too. Gorad and Babul dominate here. Narayan Sarovar, an uncommon ecosystem in the arid zone, supports 15 threatened species. Among them are the chinkara, wolf and caracal. Scrub and desert thorn forests, interspersed with numerous seasonal water bodies and grassy patches, provide an ideal habitat for the chinkara. Their population is estimated to be between 1,200 to 1,500 in and around the sanctuary. All the 3 species of bustards, the Great Indian bustard, the Lesser Florican and the Hubara bustard, live in this sanctuary. The sanctuary is famous for its bird population. Flamingos perform air shows in the sky.
The Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary falls in the semi-arid zone of Ahmedabad and Surendranagar districts. The lake is one of the important wetlands identified for intensive conservation. Nal Sarovar is the largest water bird sanctuary in the country. The Nal Sarovar starts as a freshwater lake with rainwater and gradually becomes saline. It invites biotic life in winter and completely dries up in summer. This nature of the lake makes it unique in the world. Nal Sarovar is the largest natural shallow lake. The significance of Nal Sarovar is due to the high population of migratory birds. An estimated number of 200,000 migratory birds visit this sanctuary during winter. Fish, aquatic insects and plants, frogs and reptiles are all food for them. The lake has become internationally known for the population of flamingos that come here during the freezing winter of the northern hemisphere. Spirulina, blue-green algae abundant in the Sarovar make up the complete diet of lesser flamingos. A flamingo has a specialized beak equipped with a filter feeding system. Flamingos siphon out the lake water through their beaks and trap the algae. Being among the heavier birds, flamingos require all efforts to take off, but once airborne, the sky belongs to them. Flamingos are best at forming various kinds of patterns. The shallow waters of the lake invite another visitor, the swallow, for a stopover. The grasses of the Sarovar are an ideal feeding place for this tiny black-colored bird. Little cormorant, reef heron, pied kingfisher, black ibis, kite, and Brahmini duck all have made Nal Sarovar their winter home.
The first marine national park of the country is located in the intertidal zone along the coast of Jamnagar. It extends into a total of 42 islands within the Gulf of Kutch. Among these, coral reefs exist in 33 islands. This area is therefore chosen for conservation and management of coral reefs. The corals here are amazingly different in their shape and color. A few kilometers from the mainland is the Pirotan Island. It too is the hub for marine life. Modelia, a unique and rare marine life form, is also found here. Pufferfish, locally famous as dhongi machli for its habit to pretend, is a common sight here. The tropical sea slug, a mollusk, has no outer shell. When it settles down, it camouflages with its surroundings. Sabela is a tubercular worm which lives in a tube having a big bronchial crown. When it senses danger, Sabela retracts fast into its tube. Here is the brittle star, which belongs to the family of starfish. They have long, thin arms which move fast like the octopus's arms. Here in the park, 20 islands are fringed with mangroves. They always grow on intertidal mudflats, which submerge during high tides. The roots of the mangroves, instead of penetrating down into the earth, grow upwards and come above the surface looking for more oxygen. These breathing roots become a safe retreat for other marine life too. The coast and the chain of the mangroves attract migratory birds. The Gulf of Kutch is an important area for extraction of marine resources and their trade. It is a thriving economic zone for the coastal people as they derive their livelihood from the sea.
Primitive men and women had very limited needs. They were dependent entirely on the forest for their daily life. The tribals never exploited the jungles to fulfill their greed. They lived in perfect harmony with nature. Human beings were dependent upon forests and gave due respect to this fact. But gradually, the cultivation of land began. And for this purpose, they started encroaching into the deep forests. Years passed by. Then came the Industrial Revolution, which further took its toll on the environment. In our haste to satisfy our greed, we forgot the importance of the habitats, jungles, wildlife, and their relation to the very existence of life forms on planet Earth. The disappearance of each habitat will not only bring an end to its prominent species, but will also spell doom on Earth. For instance, if living elements of the lion's habitat fade out, the lions too would obviously become extinct. Nature has its own impeccable laws, and it demands conservation of all varied types of life forms. They too have the right to existence. Rather than over-interfering with nature, human beings should now learn to live in harmony with nature. Because nature is always right. Don't wait for the last bit of nature to be destroyed to realize that you cannot live without it. All life forms prove that Earth is indeed a beautiful place. Let's make it our endeavor to save this natural heritage.